Alright, so this is Chapter 5, Lesson 6, Multiply by Monomials. Your objective is to multiply two monomials or to multiply a polynomial by a monomial. So, to multiply two monomials algebraically, first multiply the coefficients, then multiply the variables using the appropriate law of exponents. So, right here it reads, remember the law of exponents for multiplication. Yes, you need to write this down because the majority of you probably already forgot this. So we're going to go ahead and start. To multiply two monomials algebraically, first multiply the coefficients. The coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable. You should know that because you had a vocabulary test on that. So the number in front of the variable or attached to it. So I'm going to multiply my two orange numbers, negative 3 times 8, and I'm going to write this out actually because I want to show my steps. So I'm going to do negative 3 times 8, and then it says, then multiply the variables using the law of exponents. So I'm going to go ahead and show that step 2. Times x, and the law of exponents state that all you need to do is add your coefficients. Add your exponents. I'm sorry. So I'm going to add 2 plus 5. And I'm showing this step because I need to, because I like to show my steps. So negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. And then I have x raised to 2 plus 5 is 7, the 7th power. And that is my answer. That is how I solve multiplying by monomials. I'm multiplying multiply by. I'm sorry, it's really late. Okay, and I've had a long day. So let's go. So multiply 2y times 3y squared plus 9. Well, this one's a little different. If you notice, usually what you would do is you would add these, if you could, if they were like terms, because that's what you do. You add and you do what's in your parentheses first. Well, you can't do that, so let's not even think about doing that. Because you can't simplify what's inside your parentheses, you have to multiply. You have to distribute. 2 times y, 2y, and I'm going to write this out, times 3y squared, plus 2y times 9. I'm going to write that out. 2y times 9. Yes, it is important that you show your work and you show your steps. I know that all of you are smart, but you have to show your work. So now I'm going to do my step by step. I'm going to do my multiply my coefficients. 2 times 3, and I don't need to write that step out like I did the first time, but 2 times 3 is 6. And then I have y, and there's an imaginary 1 here because y raised to nothing is mean that it's y to the first power. So y 1 plus 2, because there's a 2 there. And then I have plus 2y times 9. All I do is multiply my coefficients. So I multiply 2 times 9 is 18. And y to the first power plus nothing is just y to the first power. So now I have 6y, 1 plus 2. So that means I have 6y. 1 plus 2 is 3, raised to the third, plus 18y. And that is my answer. So basically what might be new to y'all is combining the distributive property and the law of exponents. So let's go ahead and go on to our next one. This one might be a pretty quick video for y'all. It says, write an expression to find the area of a rectangle. So I had the rectangle pretty big, but now that I think you've seen it, I'm going to make it smaller. How do I find the area of a rectangle? Well, area of a rectangle equals area area equals length times width. So all you're going to be doing is multiplying 3x squared y minus xy squared plus 5x squared times 2x squared y squared. And I know that looks hard, but because you watched the first and second example very well and you probably understood it, you should be able to do this. So we're going to go ahead and multiply them out. 2x squared y squared times 3x squared y minus xy squared plus 5x squared. So for learning purposes, I'm going to be using different colors. I know some of you like that and some of you don't like that. You're welcome to do that on your notes as well. Use highlighters, use colored pencils, whatever you need to use in order for you to keep organized of your own stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do, in my parentheses, there's nothing I can combine. So if there's nothing that I can combine, that means I have to distribute. If there was something I could combine in my parentheses, then I would combine them first. But there's nothing I could combine, so don't even worry about it. So I multiply 2x squared y squared times 3x squared y. So I'm going to go ahead and show my step. 2x squared y squared times 3, and those little things that look like L's or 1's, but those are 2's, 3x squared y. And then I have minus, I'm going to go ahead and use a different color, and I'm going to distribute again, 2x squared y squared times xy squared. And I forgot my parentheses here. And so then I have two x squared y squared, and this is adding. I'm just taking that sign that's in the middle. That's why this one's a minus. So 2x squared y squared times 5x squared. So now I'm going to simplify. So I have to multiply my coefficients that are all in red. So I'm going to do 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. And then I have x, and that's a 2. I know that looks sloppy. 2 plus 2, because I have another 2 here. 2 and 2. And then I'm going to do y. And that's a 2, and then there's an imaginary 1 there because y to nothing, or y raised to nothing, is actually y to the first power. So I have y times 2 plus 1. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify that out next to my face. And I'm going to do 6. X, 2 plus 2 is 4, so 6x raised to the 4th times y. 2 plus 1 is 3. So now I'm going to do my purple minus 2x squared y squared. So I have 2 and then a coefficient. There's no coefficient here, so I just have a 2. So I have 2. And then there's a coefficient, an exponent x squared, and there's an exponent here. And that x again is raised to an imaginary 1. So I'm going to do x squared plus 1, and then y squared plus 2. And so now I'm going to drop it down, and I'm going to simplify it already. Minus 2x, 2 plus 1 is 3. And then y times 2 plus 2 is 4. So now I'm going to do my orange. So now I'm going to be adding 2 times 5, because I'm multiplying my coefficients. 2 times 5 is 10. Oops, and I'm doing it on the wrong step. And then I have x2 plus 2, because they're both raised to the second power. And then y squared, because there's nothing else, there's no y in the 5x squared. So now I have 10x, 2 plus 2 is 4, y squared. So that is my answer. I can't combine like terms because my x's and y's are not the same. They're not raised to the same coefficient. Okay, so all I want you to do, and I want you to try this, I want you to try number 4 and number 5. And that's it. And then you're done. I hope you enjoyed this video, and tomorrow when you come in, I'll check number 4 and number 5. And great if you get it correct, and even if you don't get it correct tomorrow, that's okay. We have all day in class tomorrow to be able to figure this out.